Good evening, everyone. We're officially in for tonight's session. And tonight we are going to look at the real-world application of Python in data analysis. We've been following this topic, Python in data analysis. So we've been trying to understand what Python can do in data analysis, trying to understand all the libraries. In Python has a very big ecosystem of libraries, so that's why we have to understand the one we need to use. We'll be able to identify them, we'll be able to identify industries, how they use Python in data analysis. We've been able to identify key tools like code editors like Jupyter Notebook, Jupyter Lab, Anaconda, and the rest of them, even the Google Colab. So all this we've been talking, but it's time to do it practical. We want to see how do we use this Python to analyze data. So we've done using Excel to analyze data. It was beautiful. Then we use Power BI. Is very, very awesome. We've used Tableau, Pablos. Now we are going to see how Python is going to perform. So, and by the time we are finishing, we must have covered, no, not everything, because there's one, but it's really, but it's still in use up till now, but it's not so popular, and that is R, called R programming. So I've used it, but the purpose of me using R programming is just for me to know how it does work. Not that I've, you hardly see them use it in the end, but Python they use Python a lot when they have large data sets. And yeah, so let's get started and see this how the Python works. By now we should have set up our workplace. Our workplace is we agreed to use Anaconda, and if you've got Anaconda, I ask you to download Anaconda on your desktop. If you have downloaded Anaconda Dex on your laptop, you should be able to launch Jupyter. We're going to use Jupyter Lab because it's a modern version of Jupyter Notebook. So we're going to use Jupyter Lab. So from Anaconda, you launch Jupyter Lab, and from there, we start importing our data set and start doing the analysis. So let's get started. Are you guys, I hope you guys have the Jupyter, the Anaconda setup. Are we?
Yes, I downloaded the Anaconda, but what I'm seeing is Anaconda Navigator. I don't know whether it's the right environment, but I can still see Jupyter Lab.
Yes, the one you downloaded on your laptop, installed on your laptop, is called Anaconda Navigator.
Anaconda Navigator is what I downloaded on my laptop.
That is good.
I don't know whether I'm in the right place.
Yes, it's Anaconda Navigator. And let me get started. I'll start sharing my screen.
Okay, sir.
Okay, I'll go to that Anaconda Navigator. I'm showing Anaconda Navigator. Can you see it here? That is it, Anaconda Navigator. This is what you should have.
Yes, sir. This is the point we are now.
Okay, if you have an Anaconda Navigator, you see here we have Jupyter Notebook, we have Jupyter Lab. This is Jupyter Lab. You come, you launch Jupyter Lab. When you launch it, it's going to be prompting on your browser. If you launch it, click on this, it's going to launch, and then it's going to move away. You are not going to do the work from here. This is going to launch on your browser, your default browser. If you are using Chrome, you see it prompting up in your Chrome browser. So if you are seeing it coming up on your browser, know that is it. Because you might be thinking, why is it not going to load here? So if you click on it, it's going to bring you to start opening up. What is going to open up is going to be this localhost 8892/lab. That is what you are going to see. And once you do,
just click on the launch. Jupyter Lab launch. You click on the launch.
Yes.
Okay, sir.
So is it opened?
Okay, the local host, this thing has opened for Anaconda. But okay, yeah, it's open. Localhost 889/lab.
Yes.
Okay, that's where.
Yes, that's it.
But by the side, it's showing me to create an account. What do I need the account for?
We don't need it. This is what is showing up there. That is it.
Yes, that's what it's showing there.
Yeah, click and you hide. Click on it like this. See, I'll hide it.
Okay.
They added this is artificial intelligence, AI. The purpose for this AI, if you create an account, when you are working on this, you should be asking AI question, and AI will be assisting you. Like even if you want to generate a code, that's what I'm saying. There's no need of panicking about how am I going to write this code. Are you getting it?
Yes, sir.
You see, this is AI assist and Anaconda assistant. So if you are working, if you want to, for instance, say, generate a code to do this, it will generate a code you are going to use inside here. There's no need of you cracking your brain. Like I tell you that technology is everything. All you need to know is how to use technology. Everything is simplified. They know that people are struggling with coding. So they made it very possible that as you are using this, every code, all you need is just try to describe what you want to do, and they will do everything for you. So, but you see, they are just trying to, announce there. You see, coming soon. It's not even yet. It's coming soon because they are trying to integrate this with OpenAI, so that we can be getting this like we used to get from ChatGPT and Google Gemini and the rest of them. Everything, every company, every application is trying to integrate with OpenAI to make things easy. If you look at Facebook, they've already integrated. You know, the issue is that if you want to generate a video, if you're a content creator, you can generate a video. And so, well, let's go back to our this thing. So, have you heard it? So what you are going to do is here, you see here. Are you here? You see, can you see launch? New launcher. This is what you are going to click on. That blue box. If you click on it, you see it's going to open up an interface like this. Are you getting it? And then you click on this notebook. It's going to click on notebook. You see, it's a notebook. All this you can open up as many notebooks as you want. You can see me here. I have another notebook here, and I have another notebook here. You can be working on the different notebooks at the same time.
Okay.
So just click open one notebook. This one is you see this is one, this is so just and you'll be fine. So this is where I've been working. Well, this is where we are going to do our practice. So is your notebook open?
Yes, my own is open.
Okay.
In that place.
If your notebook is open, I attached the tonight's lesson notes. You need to open that lesson notes. You see it here. This is my lesson notes.
How do we attach it, sir?
No.
We should open it. Okay, we should open it.
Yes.
Okay.
Just open it so that you can be getting resources from there. This is the lesson notes.
Okay.
So if you open it, you have something like this. The data set we are going to work on, this is the data set. That is what we have on that Excel document, this data set.
Okay.
So that you need to download that data set. To make it easy for you, download it on your download folder. This is download folder here. This is download folder. This is where I want it to be. So download folder. Yeah?
Mine is there already.
Okay, you can see it here. That is it. So let's go back to our Jupyter Lab notebook. In our notebook, the first thing we need to do, that's why I said is important, you open your browser, you open your lesson notes. Lesson notes here. That is it. Step one. You see step one here. When the notebook is open, this is what we are going to write there. PIP install pandas. That is the first thing. And when you write PIP install pandas, this is right. I, mm, yeah. All right. I'm back. So you see the way this notebook, let us talk about this notebook before um we start work. This is cells. You see, this is a cell. It's cell by cell. In every cell you type, you run. You see this cell? If you want another cell, if you have two cells here, then another cell. Can you see that?
Mm.
Can you see that in your notebook?
Yes, sir.
I can see it.
Okay. You can delete any cell you don't want. This one, I'll delete this cell. I'll delete another cell. I only have one cell now. I want to be working cell after cell. So everything you're going to write is on a cell. Once you write on it, then if you want to write another thing on another cell, you want to write another thing on another cell. And when you write, you run. This is what you run. You see it? So when you
Yes, sir.
write something, you run this. When you run it, that is it. If you run it and it's not working, you are going to get an error message. But if you don't get error message, it's fine. If you want to, you can see this, run this cell and advance. You can use Shift plus Enter. You know the Shift in your laptop, you click on Shift, you enter. So that is what is either you use Shift Enter or you run. So the first thing we are going to do here is that is it, PIP PIP install pandas. So that's why I say Python is not like every other code. It's a bit, you see, it's just a normal this thing here, instruction, install pandas. So you are going to install pandas. Pandas, we know that pandas is the Python library for data cleaning and transformation. We use Python for cleaning, and so the first thing we need to install, because what we're going to be doing is first we need to clean. So the next, that is it. So you see I've written it. So the next thing is to run it here. You run it. If you have any you see everything is okay. You see it here. Now it has opened another cell for me to continue my work. Pandas is already installed. Are we progressing?
Yes, sir.
Okay. If you go back in the notes, lesson notes, you will see pandas. You see, import pandas as PD. That is the code. That's what we're going to write here. Import pandas as PD. Now, the first thing you did here is to install pandas in this Jupyter lab. It's there, but you cannot use it unless you import it and they will start working. So import pandas as PD and you run. So all we are just doing is to set the background for us to start. And now, once it's done, you open up another cell for you to continue your work. So you know that everything is, if it did not work, it's going to give you an error message instead of opening up another cell. And when you have an error message, it's going to point at you the line where you have a problem. So you have to go there and sort it out. Now it's time for us to, that Excel document, we need to import it here. That is what we are going to be using. But it's not like something we are going to click import and import. It's a code, we'll see. So what we are going to do, if you go to your lesson notes, first, you have to define, to load the data set, define the exact file path. That is what you are going to do. That's why I say you have to save it in download folder. So let me show you where the file path is if we are struggling to get the, because you see this here, only thing you are going to change. You see here that is written K Ugu. You need to remove K Ugu and put your own. But let me show you where you are, in case you don't know where your this thing is. Your file path. Okay. This is the document. Can you see it?
I can see it.
Okay, I'll click on it. So now I've clicked on it. You come over here, you see detail. You have to see detail, everything detail about this file. So I'll click on it. So you see the detail. Can you see the detail here?
Yes.
So you see, you are in your own. My own is C/ugu/user/ugu/download. So go to this place that is written KUGU. I don't know what is written in your own, but use it. Go to this place and change it. Can you see what I mean?
I've seen it.
And this is when we are loading as a CSV, but in our own case, we are loading as an Excel document, that is XLSX. You know, we have two different types of Excel documents. So we have to be mindful of the one we are using. So the one we are going to work on, your change is not, because this document is not in CSV, is in this. This is the ending of this. So it should be, yeah. So what we are going to do is, this is what we are going to see over here. Yeah.
So what you are saying is that we should edit the Ugu and put your name.
Remove the K Ugu in this lesson notes. if you go to your own where you save it, because your Python, your Jupyter lab is not going to come to my own laptop to look for it. It's going to, because you are working on your own lab, it's going to look for it on your laptop.
Okay.
So that is why if you are putting my own, it's not going to work because it's not my laptop that you saved it. But if I do, this is where I saved my own. So all you need to do is remove that Ugu, and you see here I say if it is saved in Excel format. This, so you have to change it. Make sure that is this.
Okay, let me see.
It's simple. It's very simple. Can you do that?
Let's do it now. Let's see.
Huh?
Let's do it now. Let me see.
Okay. If you change it, then the next thing you have to do is you need to install this small library as well. This library, you see, ensure that OpenPy XL is installed, required for reading Excel files. So
Sorry, please. I'm sorry for bringing you back. Very sorry. I changed the Ugu to Charles the way it is on my own.
okay.
It showed me, the first line showed red this thing. Before I now wrote the second cell, now show write it again in black. Is it correct?
So you see what you are going to do, you need to change
Because
it.
I put it and
Wait,
I run
hang
it.
on. This is mine. So this is mine. And this is, you are not going to come here to change it to. It's only on this document.
I know, that's where I changed it.
So how is it going to tell you? You have not even run it. I'm not asking you to run it in Jupyter. Just in your note, in this your lesson note first.
Okay.
I just want you to change it in the lesson note first.
Okay.
I want it to, before we can even go and run it. Don't run it in Jupyter, this thing.
Jupyter.
Just change it here.
Okay, sir. Sorry.
You can go, if you have gone there to run it, like I say, you can just go delete that cell.
Okay, I will delete it now.
Just change it here. Make sure if it's Charles, just put Charles here.
Okay.
Have you done that?
I have done that, sir.
Okay. Before we proceed, you see this, before we define the exact file path. If we don't have OpenPy XL, it's not going to read. This is the only, we need this library to detect and read this file. So we need to install this OpenPy XL. So if you copy it and you go to your Jupyter Lab, you go back to Jupyter Lab here. Remember that you will just have 1, 2. This is the third operation here. If you have performed more than this operation, then you are faster than us. So, PIP install OpenPy XL, and we run it. Have you done that?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Is now the time for us to bring in our defining the file path so that the So this is the file path. So define the exact file path so that the Jupyter Lab notebook, we know where to go and locate this file we are trying to use. So I'm copying my own, and I'm going here and Control V here, and we run. We should be fine. Have you done that?
Yes, sir.
You see, do you have any problem?
Not at all.
Okay.
Still like your own, just the way your own is.
Okay, good. Then
My own shows error, sir.
what did you do?
Is it syntax error?
Did you change the file path? Did you do exactly what I asked you to do?
My own, I did not see it in the download, so I check normal
No, it's
file
download.
where I save it.
Where
So
did
I
you
went to
save it? I asked you, we are learning. If you master it, you can save it anywhere you want. But at this point, I want where it is very easy for you. Are you getting it?
Yes, sir.
Just follow what we ask you to do. Don't go to I know that every computer have download folder. True or false?
Yes, sir.
Download it in your download folder. If you when you become a pro, if you want, you can go and save it in your cupboard and direct this thing to go and browse it from there. But all you need is just download. You see the file path, user, download folder, and the file is here. Can you do that? We are not waiting for you. We are moving.
Go ahead. I will work on it.
Okay. Okay, the next thing is now we've identified the file path. Now we say load the data set into a data frame. So you see it, we want to load it into a data frame. So that cell is called data frame. So, and to load it, you say df, that is data frame, equal to pandas read Excel file from this part. Can you see it? You copy
Yes,
it.
sir.
So we copy it so that it's loaded. We've identified a part, but it cannot until you ask it to load it. So that is this next step here. Control V, and then we run again. Now everything is still working normal. He has opened another cell for us because everything is normal. But we cannot see it. For us to see it, we need to ask the notebook to display it. It's loaded, but you can't see it. So what do we do to load it? We say display the first five row. All we need to do is the first row is the head of that data. So what we need to do is say data frame dot head, and it's going to display. So Control V, and we run. Can you see it?
Yeah, I can see it
Is it working on your own?
perfectly, just the way it is on yours.
Okay, you see you are now becoming a data analyst using Python. So now we can see we have the data. So it's now for us to start applying how do we want to transform this. So the first thing we need to do before we start is we know that we have this. So that is the first step we've loaded. That is the main step here. Good. Understanding the data sets. We need to check the data set info. So to do that, we're going to tell the data frame to load information about this data set. And it's data frame.info. And we'll close it with this bracket is a standard. So on the next this thing cell, Control V. So let's see the info here. I run, you see, it's now displayed this data. We can see what we have here. Under the column, we have 9 columns. Can you see that?
Yes, of course.
It's telling us these are the columns we have, and this will have number of null, none. We don't have any null.
No.
See everything. That is, now we've seen the information about this. So then the next is to get basic statistics about this data set. So what are we doing understanding the data set? We need to even understand the data set before we start transforming or looking for what is. So Control C, and we'll go back. And then Control V, and we run. So you see it has displayed the whole. You see, we have a larger this thing now.
Yes.
So, yeah. So, what do we do next? You can see, we've seen our data set. The next thing is to start cleaning. So step 3, let's handle the missing values. So to handle the missing values, first we need to identify missing values. Okay. You say data frame dot is null. That is, null is missing. We run. So we can see under this, in each of these column, under each column, we're trying to identify missing values. And there is no missing value. Everything here, you see, no missing values. So everything shows 0, 0, 0, 0.
Yes.
So, but if we have missing values, we can say remove rows with missing values. Although we don't have, but this is what we need to use to drop missing rows. Just like we in Excel, you see we drop missing values in order to have a good data set. So let's still run it, because one day you have a missing value. Okay, Control V. So drop, and then we run. So it's not going to show anything because we don't have any missing value. It's already told us there is no missing value here. So that's why it's not dropping anything.
Okay.
Okay. Step 4. Check for duplicates. In case we have duplicated. So before we start dropping, we need to. So you can see everything in Python is very simple. Can you see? Because all of us, we are very scared before about this.
Yes.
But you can see
it's simple. Yes.
It's
if
simple,
you know the process,
if you understand it. So let's try to check if there is duplicate. And this data frame, that is df dot duplicated dot sum. So just to get the number of duplicates, if we have, and we'll come here, say Control V, and then we run. You see?
It's 0.
Duplicated 0. We don't have any duplicate. But let's say in case we have duplicates, what do we do? To remove duplicate, you see data frame dot drop duplicated if it's true. So if you have duplicate now, if like show us like 3 or 4, we just use this to drop the duplicate. Although we already know, but you will have to run all this because one day we'll have duplicates. So I use Control V and I'll run. So nothing is going to, because we already telling us there is no duplicate. So you see the way we have been applying. Do you see? We already started cleaning our data sets. So the main thing is to understand this concept first. It's simple. It's a simple application. You know, it's simple drop, simple. It's not like a large code. To do this transformation, you see, basic transformation and cleaning, it doesn't require, it's very simple. So let's go to step 5. Data type conversion. Convert column to appropriate data type. So in case our column is not well structured, so we can use this. Where we normally have that kind of issues is within the date. So this is with this code. And we run.
Nothing.
So we don't have any issue. We convert if we have one that is not aligned. So, but because everything, our data set is just good, let's say convert price total amount to numeric. Let's run this together. It's already in numeric. So if it's not in numeric, you will convert it to numeric. So that is it. That's what we've done here. We are still on cleaning. We've then on our cleaning, we'll handle missing values. We've done a duplicate, and we have done data conversion, and then correct inconsistent data. So if you have any inconsistent, this is what we are going to do. So first is standardized category name. If the category names are not standardized, maybe we'll have in one we'll have inconsistent, is not rhyming, so we can just use this to standardize it, making sure that we have consistent data. If we are where there is variation. Which we don't have. Okay, check unique values for category column, like payment method. There are unique values. Our payment method is a very unique, so okay, you can see here payment. We have array here. We have these are payments. This we have here. We have bank transfer. We have
PayPal.
We have PayPal. We have pay on delivery. These are that's what say unique values. We'll be able to identify the unique values we have here. Then we'll see standardized payment method. So we're going to copy this whole code in order to standardize our payment method. So as we don't have any problem in our payment method, with everything is good. So these bank, these are our standard payment method: bank transfer, PayPal. So everything here is good. They're just way of transforming our data, making sure that our data is standardized before we can start any other thing. So 7 here is feature engineering. It say calculate total amount if missing. Although we don't have any amount, but let's see. So you can see that this is with a code. We can just calculate if there's an amount, any amount is missing. You have missing figures. Want to know how many, the worth of what is missing. Nothing. So we don't have any missing figure. So extract month and the year. The month and year is in order. We can only get extracted if we have any issue within the data set. So all this we are trying is to make sure the data is clean. So, well, it seems our data set is okay. So these are all the steps, likely step we are when trying to transform or clean a data. These are likely, that's why I capture likely steps we need to follow in order to clean up a data. So I just try to make sure we capture almost everything while cleaning a data set. And after cleaning a data set, there's what we call data validation. We need to validate our data set. So you see, to validate if any discrepancies are found, you may need to correct or investigate further. So that's the purpose of validation. It's going to show if there's any discrepancies. We will know where the problem is coming from. Okay, you can see the whole column is shown, but there is no inconsistency. If there is inconsistency, as it shows the column, is going to load all the inconsistencies where we have inconsistencies, but we can't find any inconsistency, which I think the data set is now clean enough for us to start visualization. We'll carry out a total cleanup on this data set. No inconsistency. So the next thing is to save this data set. So although everything is, the data do not have any issue. So if we want to save, see here, if we are working on this, if we are working on Excel, this is, we need to save it with this.
Yes, because we're working on Excel.
Yes, not on CSV. I capture CSV in case someday we might be working on different environments. So we've finished a stage. So let's see. Yeah. So this is done. So the next thing, we'll save this data set with transform, and the next thing is to create our data set is clean, even where before you see, as we're trying to detect, we couldn't detect any much fault on our data set. So, but one day we might see very dirty data sets. We need to apply thorough cleaning. So this is just to get us hands-on to stop this fear about Python. So we've done some work, and you can see the Python is not crying. So we should give ourselves some kudos. Okay. The next step is to visualize the data set we've just transformed. So to transform our data sets, we need to bring in another library. You remember we have different library for different operations. The library we use for data cleaning is called pandas. Do you remember that? We say install pandas. PIP install pandas. So now what we need to install, we need to install all the libraries necessary for us to so um, mhm. So what we need to install now, we need to install pandas. We need to even install NumPy, install Matplotlib and Seaborn. Everything we need to install this. These are all the necessary libraries. So, but the main thing we think we need is this Matplotlib, but we can install everything. So, from here, yeah. Let's move from here step by step. Let's skip to 5 for data visualization. I want us to start.
Excuse me, have we installed the libraries for visualization?
Yes, we are coming to it.
Okay.
So I want us, this is a general way which I want us to bypass. I want us to go to, because as well, if we are just installing, this is general for data visualization, but what I want us to do, which is the easiest way and better way, we are going to visualize cells over time. As we are going to do that, we are going to import all these libraries, and then we need to equally update the path file. So let's follow it from here and bypass that general one. This is where we want to start visualization from sales trend. That is, we want to understand the sales trend analysis, sales trend analysis. So what we need to do, we need to install all this as well. We are going to install pandas as PD as well. And we are going to install this Matplotlib. That is the main library for data visualization. And again, we need to update the file part again, because data visualization is another process. You see, we're bringing in different libraries. So that is why we need to reestablish the file part that is already there. So there's one thing I want us to understand. You can write your code in your maybe notebook or anywhere and run it. So the purpose of this this hashtag is a comment we use to describe. For instance, I'm teaching you people, I use this. If I can, you copy all these things and post all of them and they will run. But when it's run, you see, whenever you see hash like this, hashtag like is not a code. If I use it, the notebook is not going to recognize this. It's going to ignore it because it's not a code. But it's going to know that we are using this to describe what we are doing. So I'm using this to teach you or tell you what to do. Import pandas. So I'm telling you that the next thing to do here is to import pandas. And the code to import pandas is this. Then import this library, matplotlib. This is the code to do that. Then I'm telling you again, load the data set so that you know what I'm doing. And to load the data set, update paths. That's the file path if needed. We need to update it. Then ensure order date is in datetime format. These are things we need to do before we can start visualization. And then once that is done, we say group sales data by date. And once we do all this, we can then say plot the sales trend. So in order to plot the sales trend, for it to visualize, we plot the figure. This is the size of the frame we want to plot, and then plot sales trend here. Then we'll plot another label, dates, order dates. Then this is x-axis and y-axis. If you remember Power BI when we're using x and y-axis. Are you remembering it?
Very well.
That is the same thing it's telling us now. We are plotting. So we need to write all these things down before we visualize. So we plot this. It's going to be order date and total sale. And then the title of the visual. The title is going to be daily sales trend. And then plot X tick, that is rotation by 45, and then plot in a grid. Grid is like a box, a small box, and then show. So this is a code. We've written this code. If we like, we can be writing it one by one. If we want, we can write all of them at once. So let's see, we'll be writing one code. Do this, do that, do this, do that. Okay, let's see now if we can write all this code once. If we can write our code and run it, because what we're just doing is writing and running code. So let's see if we're going to have issue. You see, I'm going to even include even the comment. Comment is not a code. Like, if you see all the ones in hash, hashtag, they are not code, it's just a comment. And the editor or the notebook is going to ignore it. So it's going to be for somebody who is want to follow or see what we know. But for him, it's only the code that is recognizing. So let me run it and see what is going to happen. So I've copied everything here, and let's run it. Can you see it? Can you do that? Mr. Charles.
I know mine showed error, but I know where the error is coming from.
Well,
I didn't change the file part. I just left it at Ugu. I went to copy it. I didn't change the file part to Charles.
okay. You change
You
it.
understand? That's what I'm changing now.
Okay.
Let me run it again.
You are learning fast. Have you done this before?
No, I have not. This is my first time of doing it.
Yes, you are learning it fast. As you are following me, that's the main thing I want. Let's run it. And once you can get it, then that is how you can first.
I now get it. I got
see,
it.
See,
I now got it.
That is the first thing now. You've now learned how to install the libraries. Now you've now learned how to load the data sets. But so many people struggling how to bring data sets here from different sources. But if you know how to connect to the right file path and be able to get it, then you clean the data sets. After cleaning the data set, you save the data set, and then you visualize the data sets. Although all the code is there, but it's not easy to follow the sequence and perform it. Once you've learned how to do this, you are now a data analyst. All you need to do is now take time and start learning all these Python, how it works. Because if we should start from Python from the scratch, so many of you are going to run away. Are you getting me? So
Yes,
many
sir.
of you will run away that it's too much for me, but you can see it's not too much. You've already done it. So now is our first visual. Now you see the daily trend, and so you see what we plotted. We plotted order date. This is order date by total cell. If you come to the code, you see here, plot order date in X axis. You call it label here. It's X axis or X label, and total in Y label. In Power BI, they call it X and Y axis. They call it X and Y label here. And then plot title. Title is daily sales trend. And then rotate on 45. You see here, you see all this rotate, you see that is all this. And then plot grid. What is grid? You see it here in checkbox. You see this checkbox, that is what we call grid. Are you getting it? And then the last is show. After plotting all this, you tell the show, and it now displayed. So you can You can choose to be writing this one after the other, one after the other. And you see all these hashtags, you see them there. You see that is not live, it's not showing live here because it's a comment. You see that the code is lively here, but all the comments is a bit faint. Are you getting it? Are we following? Let me see. Others have joined. Nkechi Nyere, Usheretse, Chioma, and yeah, Abimbola has been here with us. You guys joined. You don't want to disturb me. That's good. How are you guys?
Fine, good evening, sir.
Yeah, I was thinking this thing is confusing you people. People didn't know that we are starting early.
Yeah, actually, I saw the message late, so I joined around 8:30.
We have to be reading reading messages or announcements. So have you guys been able to follow?
I'm trying to follow, but I think I'm not
I'm
really
trying
getting.
to follow. I will still go through it again.
So are you following?
Yeah.
So gradually, I'm just getting it small, but I'll still go through it.
Okay. Mr. Alex, have you been able to get in line?
I don't have.
Usherete, are you there?
Yes, sir, I am, sir.
Are you following?
Yes, I'm following, but I'm not practicing. My PC crashed the first week we started.
Sorry.
Thank you.
Where build it so that I can fix it for you.
Yeah, I'm waiting for my new one.
Oh, that's good. You really want to launch. That's good. Okay. Let me get back just to check up on you guys. We've done our first visual, and let's try to do the second visual. Okay. So now this is the second visual. The second visual is going to be self-distribution across categories. So, and the insight is identify the best-selling product category. If we want, we can be typing it line by line, which is going to take time, just like import this and that, says category by group. So that is it. After typing everything, we are going to come at this, at show. So we can copy the whole code at the same time and run it. So whichever way you prefer, if you prefer to type, you see every comment is to instruct you on what to do. You can use, but if we start writing it one by one, we are going to use up to how many cells to write it, which we don't have time for that because everything is still going to come down to the same result when we show. So let's run again. So now we've run it again. We can see that the total cell category, the best selling category is electronics. Mr. Charles, are you there?
I'm there, sir.
Are you getting the same thing I'm getting?
Yes, exactly. Electronics is the highest, followed by home and living, fashion, grocery, and health and beauty.
Okay.
Exactly what I get. That's what I get.
Okay. You are now a data analyst with a Python data analyst. Okay. We are going to get there. So it's gradual process.
Sorry, sir. Can I ask a question?
Yes, you can.
Please, just like I want to ask this question in respect to this and also SQL, because I can remember this is some of the syntax we were copying and running even in SQL. So I want to know if I'm given a job to do and this syntax, is it that I'm going to generate them myself to they will give me a data set to work on. So am I to generate this syntax to work on that data set, or how? I really want to know, how do I do it
Okay.
to get this syntax that I can use to run, to work on that data set? How do I do it, please?
To generate a syntax, you can do it
Yes.
two ways. If you want to learn how to write syntax, for instance, this Python, you must, for you to understand and be closing your eyes and be writing, you must have learned Python and know how to, write Python code. But still, it shouldn't discourage you. Like that is what I was telling Mr. Charles when we were starting, that all these syntax, they are already here. And let me take us to this place. You see this. This is what we call Anaconda Assistant. This is AI.
Okay.
Are you getting it? So
Yes,
although they are trying to launch it, but it's not yet launched. So with this, all you need to do is tell this Anaconda Assistant what you want to achieve, and it will generate the syntax you want for you.
Okay.
Okay, alternatively, if you go to all the AIs, Google have AI called Google Gemini. These are for us beginners, for if you want to proceed quickly, or you can start from the scratch learning Python code, which is not necessary. You can still learn it if you want to. If you go to Google Gemini, it's AI. All of them are connected to the OpenAI. Even this Anaconda Assist is connected to the OpenAI. You can generate any kind of code or syntax you need from there. Are you getting it?
Yes, sir.
If you go to ChatGPT, you can generate any kind of code. you want from there, or
Okay.
syntax you want from there. If you go to what is this Microsoft Capito or even Meta AI, they have the capacity. But if you want to be getting it directly, you can see that's why something like Anaconda Assistant, they are working on it to make sure we can get our work, any kind of work, anything you need, because you see all these AIs, they are running on Python. And it's very
Okay.
easy for those, all the AIs, name them, they are all running on Python. And this is Python we are working on. So they can easily get all the syntax we want that will help us to do our job as quickly as we want. So for instance, this, all you need is, if you have a table, and you want to clean a table, get this table to, let's say, a ChatGPT. If you are a new person, you don't know what to do, and tell them what you want to achieve from that table data set. You call data set. You want to clean the data set, generate the different listing to clean the data sets. You see, we've been cleaning these data sets. So if you go to my note, you see step by step to clean the data set. Or if you are very good in Python, like I know so many of us, this is our first time, so you shouldn't be overwhelmed. So we've created this before you people arrive. I've handled this with Mr. Charles, two of us.
Very true, sir.
So you don't need to worry if that is your fear. Are you clear now?
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
So this, because Mr. Charles was asking, you don't understand this, I'm saying that they are trying to assist you. And if you're looking at, that's why I keep telling people that there's no need of trying to fight technology, need of fighting technology. Like if you go to universities, you see lecturers trying to discourage students from using AI like ChatGPT. And I have up to 5 UK students here in different universities. People refer them to me. They are on research. All of them are studying project management. So they want to know the role of AI in project management. Is AI clean project management? Or I told them, look, you cannot fight technology. Technology is here to enhance the way we work. You learn technology to enhance your work. You don't fight technology. Learn it. If you don't learn it, over time, those people who learn it, who master it, they already have the basic knowledge you have, and now they are have an added advantage because they've learned it. I don't see why lecturers are telling you not. It's not like lecturers telling you not to use Google to browse. All this AI, they are just like browsers. But the difference is that it's modification, improvement. That is simple. There's nothing like, there's no difference between Google Chrome, all these browsers and all these modern AIs. It's just improvement. Technology keep on improving. Lecturers keep on telling us don't use Wikipedia. But information, if you go to Wikipedia, there's a lot of information there in Wikipedia, which even those lecturers, they use Wikipedia. But they tell students not to use Wikipedia. So that is all this. So as we're advancing, but at the beginning, let us just learn from the scratch before we start getting, because some people, if you learn it without learning it, not even in project management, I try to teach from the scratch before we start doing this. So if that is their fear, how you'll be writing code, syntax, they are just very limited syntax compared to what these technologies can do for us. If you want to write a full, for instance, if you these technologies, if you want to write, design a full and run a full mobile application, they can do that for you. And you do get all the code you want, and they will help you even build it and even test it. So that is it. So that should be a topic for another day, but let's get to do the main thing is learn this, how to apply it, because if you generate it and you don't know how to apply it, it's still going to be an issue. So and even before the AI come, we have libraries where all these libraries, if you go to all these Python, they have documentation. All of them are there. They are documented. All these are there. It's just that this time around, it's going to make the work easier for us. Any more questions, or should we continue? Do you have more? Do you have more questions?
No, sir, not now. I will ask my question in the group when I go through it again. Thank you, sir.
Okay. I hope you are following.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay, what we have here, we've done the cells category. So the third three here is the number three is the top selling vendors. That's what we are going to try to understand from our data sets. So you can see the tech hub is the highest vendor here, and Niger Kitchen is the last. So have we run this code?
Yeah, I have run it. It's fine.
Okay. Okay, this is about customers and says by location. Like I said, all this hashtag is describing every piece of code here. So if you try struggling to understand the code, so you can see the pie chart here as the sales distribution by customer. So we can see where we have the highest customers in Abuja and in Enugu.
It's done.
Okay. So we want to understand the preferred payment method. So we can see the preferred payment method is card payment. Now, want to understand the product's performance. You have to understand the top selling. The first one we find out is the top selling category. You now want to understand the top selling product. Now we now have more insights about the top selling product, which is Apple MacBook Air. And then the last visual we are going to create is the price distribution box. So try to show the range of the most product, where they are ranged, the range of most of our products, which is within this range. Between 1 to 200,000. So, and after this, we can then save our visual. We've created so many visuals here, and we need to save them. So all this, we can't save them by maybe click, or you save it. Everything we do here, you can't save it manually. So we still need a code. We need to create a folder where they are going to be saved. And once we create the folder, they are going to be saved as PNG in those folders. And from there, we can use it for any other thing we want to use it for. And So to save, we need to create a folder in our. So now,
I changed mine. I know I will make that mistake again.
okay, good. That's what I'm trying to. You see this part, you need to change this part, and then once that is done, it's going to open a folder in your download box called visualization, sales visualization. That is going to be the name of the folder. And once that is done, then this is the code. You see it here. We're going to use all these syntax to save all these visual as a PNG pictures one after the other. And we find all the visual we created tonight is going to be saved in that folder for further use. Once we've done this, that's where we're going to stop for tonight. And then next time we'll talk about dashboard. So, like I said, this running a code, if you want to run this code, if you don't want to be clicking on this run button, all you need to do is, you see, I highlighted, you see the command is shift. Once you hold shift, you enter, that is how you run it. If you want to run it from your keyboard. Okay. Now, if you go to download folder, check if you are going to see sales visualization. So make sure the folder is created.
Yeah, it's there.
Okay, that's good.
It's in my own.
So if you look at, this is my own sales visualization. So that piece of code is what created it. And okay, the full code for all the visualizations. So all the visualization, you see, you have one after the other here. You have number one here is we have line charts, have
Sorry, sir. After that, after the full distance, there are some code there before those sales trend over time. That is the line chart. Are we going to ignore it?
yes, because it's going to be a repetition. That's why I highlighted it. I say jump.
Yeah. Okay.
So you can even delete them or just highlight it and leave it. So,
okay.
So what we are trying to achieve is sequence, how you can get data into this, clean it up, and visualize. So this is all the visuals we've created. You see,
Okay, so by doing this, have you saved in this thing?
you go and check. It's there.
Okay.
So it's created.
Okay.
You see, as it's created this dashboard for us. But the only thing is that it's not interactive. So it's just PNG document as a, yeah. You can see everything we've created is now in one place. So if you go to the to that folder, you'll see all these documents here, all these visuals here. You check, see them.
Yeah, all there.
So that's it. Yeah, and view. And large. You can see them. So you see everything we've created. So we have them here. So we can use them in our reports. Anything, you can add them in any report you want to write. You can add them in a PowerPoint. So that's it. So which is very much scalable. So that is it. If we have followed till now, at least, you can see the journey I've started, you know. So the main point here is that we can use this Python to analyze data sets from beginning to the end. So that's it. I'll try to have to see about the interact. I want to see if the interactivity of this. So see, so you can saw this, they are not interactive. So these things are not interactive. You can see like this, they are not interactive. Well, we'll look at that some other time. So, or creating a more interactive dashboard. But at least we've achieved something tonight. So, yeah. So as a data analyst, if they are going to give you a job to perform, the job you have to do, it must be identified what they want you to achieve. Like, for instance, they'll tell you, we're going to come to that to look at kind of tasks they will ask you to perform professionally as a data analyst. Is either they tell you to analyze the data and come up with these following insights. They need to give you insights, and that's why everything need to give you insights to get an insight about the sales trend or total sale by category, or to understand the top 10 vendors or 20 vendors or top vendors, or sales distribution by location, or preferred payment method. So, or best selling products, or price distribution in most states. So that's why when you are working at producing. So when you produce a dashboard like this, you have solved one problem for them. You now help them to understand the top selling product from that particular data set, which they do not have insight before. Or understand the preferred payment method. This is now how you are giving them insights. And that is how you are going to do things like that. So, and if you have a data set already, they'll give you a data set, or you know where to get it. If you already got the data set and they ask you what to do, it's simple. If you are confused, some of these AIs, which I said, you can start from there and get the table into the AI. It will give you a lead and then tell them what you want to achieve. So we're going to come to that, but I don't want to use that as the first so that we are not going to lose track. So it's very simple and there is no need for that. And equally it's good, like I said earlier, some of us, we need to go and then learn some of these programming language. At some point, if you want to progress in data science, which this is our first step towards data science, the main data science, we cannot run away from learning Python from the scratch. You know, I said it early, and it's very easy to learn, and it's not covered in this boot camp. So some of us who are interested in learning from the scratch, somebody, Choma, gave a very basic link. Is a very popular link. Almost everybody that started their coding have to pass through there. So that's it. But it's something we can do. There's no need of getting overwhelmed over it. So okay. Any question? Do you have any question?
From our side, no, Santi. I have to now go back to the lesson note and look at it proper.
Yeah, it's just to help them because a lot came in late because of they got the timing right. If they can get the video tomorrow, they will just practice it alone.
Yeah,
That's it.
okay. For me, the first thing is to try to get this process done. Try to see if you can get it done. You can, before now, you might think it's too difficult, but it's not difficult. See, it's not difficult. So the only other thing is trying to understand the right syntax to use, which I said is not big deal. But get it, use this, run this code on this Jupyter Lab. I'm using Jupyter Lab. Just follow the way we followed it. That is the first step. But if you cannot follow it like this, then there is where we have a problem. All right. Thank you, everyone. And we'll see you again very soon.
Thank you, sir. Good night, sir.
All right.
Thank you, sir. Good night.
Good night, sir.
Good night.
Good night, sir.